the Berton had to say.
What about grad?
What about grad? What happened at grad?
Just,
Graduation?
Yeah.
That night, that day?
yeah,
We were at Lynda's house. There was a group of friends there that I think Brock Hello, I think, must have arranged this, but I got a little pewter beer stein.
I remember that.
With Vort, because that was a little nickname.
Oh, God, Vorty knows
Vorty thing, so I had that. And there was for some reason, a little stuffed penguin. And I don't know if Kevin gave that to you. I have no idea why that is, but that's what happened at your parents' place. Is there something else in mind, Helen? There's lots of pictures of that.
Yeah.
That night. I remember people knocking on the door, calling up, this weekend calling and saying, let's go to the sportsplex and go skating or swimming, or let's go to the canal and go skating.
The boat club?
Remember the parties at the boat club down the Ottawa River?
Was that just
Ottawa River Boat Club.
Who was
around
that?
graduation?
You were like older guys that rented it or something. They were good parties. Yeah. Like
Val
$2.
Woodruff's parties at Val Woodruff's place.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's,
Player piano, yeah.
Bob Kell's basement with the Japanese kind of motif type stuff on the walls. Because I know his parents had been in Japan or something like that, so the basement was done up with this Japanese.
Linda's
Was it
food burner.
Peter?
Yes.
You could play the stage.
Oh, yeah, he's so good at the piano.
Val's fruit was more potent than the drink itself.
I remember that.
He used to marinate it for days. In
So good.
alcohol, pure alcohol. And then,
Linda, you leaving?
Linda.
Linda, you leaving?
Linda.
Are you thinking of leaving? Linda, I was just thinking about who I could choose now.
People that want to be paid at my house.
come on. 30
Just let me see.
No pressure, Linda, no pressure.
I almost failed grade 12 math, not math, phys ed, when I was a jock, because I would do a book review in front of the class. I hate mics with a passion.
Turn it off.
The last time I spoke in front of a mic was here, 10 years after we graduated in '85. I was coaching volleyball, junior girls. We won the city championships. The kids looked at the trophy and they said, I looked at the trophy and they said, the last time Ridgemont won the city championships was in 1975. That was when I was in school. And they went, Miss, that's 75. Yeah, I was a senior too. Graduated. Anyway, I really do have to run. I do have people at home. House waiting to be paid.
Okay.
So Charlie, you can be next. But I have really enjoyed this. It's been great connecting with everybody, and I do give my thanks to Debbie as well for practicing. And I'll see you all next.
Well, my big thing is that I didn't actually graduate in '75. I graduated in '77 because I decided to stick around for a couple of years because, I liked it so much. That's what you're talking about. Some people had the long-term plan. I was one of those long-term plan people. I was into music and sports, and the academics really had no impact on my life whatsoever. Until the principal called me into the office and told me that I must maintain a 60% average to continue to be in sports and music. So I did maintain a 60% average. I didn't want to exceed that because I didn't want any expectations that I would actually have to meet those goals afterwards, but I did maintain my 60% average. I did stay in sports and music, and still do. As Vicki said, I am a trained singer now. Mostly classical, more church-related, that type of music, but I'm always known to sing out a good tune every now and again. Still play volleyball competitively twice a week. And I am into all kinds of physical activity, ride long-distance biking, and all kinds of other things. I'm an employment specialist, which means that I find jobs for people who have disabilities, and this is my 17th year of doing that. Prior to that, I worked with children with special needs in the classroom. So I don't know how I got here. Reminiscing about my 50th that was the big thing I said was, how did I get here? How did I become 50? I honestly, all of a sudden someone said, you know, you're turning 50 this year. I'm like, yeah, you are. And it was a profound moment for me in the fact that I honestly did not know how I got to 50. The years rolled by, I had a blast at Ridgemont, although I was here for 7 years as opposed to how many I was supposed to be here. 6 years, that's exaggerating, I was probably here 6, I don't know. Anyway, those were the best years of my life because I didn't go to university, I didn't go to college until 1993. And, sorry, 1990. So I avoided school at all cost. Linked up with someone who told me that I could go back to school, that the academics were not going to kill me, and that I did have a brain in my head. I was telling her earlier that I found out in grade 10 that I did have a learning disability. And so all the academic troubles that I had were not necessarily what was written on a report card, that I wasn't paying attention, that I was easily distracted, and all those things. So finding out that there was some validity to my problems was interesting enough, and so then I did go back to school. It's extremely scary. I graduated with honors, so that was a big thing for me, and then started finding employment for people with disabilities after that. So I've had a great 50 years. I'm looking forward to the next 50. I can hardly wait. I found this balled up in a box in my basement, so I thought that was kind of cool. I have my Ridgemont ring on, pulled out all these things. There's a bunch of us that have kept in touch: Vicky, Jan, Sue Armstrong, Gail Fruin, Brenda Kerwin, all the girls that were in volleyball and basketball. We've been kept in touch over the years because we're all in the city. My parents still live in the same house, Kilbourne Avenue. They've been there 56 years. And the neighborhood has changed, but as I say, the little bungalows are still there. And I've just had I've had a blast. And Ridgemont was a very good time for me, and not academically, but otherwise meeting a bunch of wonderful friends and having long-term friendships with these folks. And now being totally involved in music and sports still, those two were the very important things that kept me in the school. Because I was saying that I became a mentor to the kids that came up behind us, behind you guys. I became the person that helped on the volleyball team to train them, to teach them skills, and that was really important to me too, because that's my long term, what I really wanted to do was teach phys ed. Never did that because I was going to have to go to university to do a whole lot of things I didn't really know that I could do. So, and then I started running an after-4 program and an intramural program for behavioral kids for the Royal Ottawa Hospital. So I did keep my finger in the pie. I taught phys ed at Beth Preparatory School in Carp for kids with behavior problems out there too. So I kept my finger in that pie, keep myself active, and this was a very, very good time for me, and it probably helped mold who I am. So it was really good.
You don't look very moldy.
And I've seen him see how I became Khmer. And when you just learn what the key is and you find out the ways they can, it's so amazing. And he's helped a lot of kids. And he just retired this year, so I remember the old guy. So, but they're up at Kalgoorlie this weekend. And there's been a lot of things. Everyone's talking about turning 50. Ridgemont just turned 50. My sister was the first head girl of Ridgemont High School. Good. 61. Wow. So my family is on the afterthought. You know, I was sort of born when my parents were surprised. And, so when I came, I know a lot of you went to visit too. Yeah. So I knew you guys then too. You know? So a lot of them are going to be tonight, like Barbara McDonald. I've got Barbara McDonald. She was my kindergarten class. And that is really nice. I was just thinking, 2 years back, I wish somebody would have a reunion at Ridgemont or something, because it'd really be great to see all these people again. So when Debbie sent me an email and she said, "Are you the Beth Berton had the great parties?" And if you're not, please don't reply to this email. I said, well, gee, I haven't asked that for a long time, because, you know, I'm this nice girl, works in, you know, nonprofit, and I do work for Amnesty International now, and, you know, I'm the girl who likes to save the world, you know, so to have me called the person with great parties has been a while, you know? So that was kind of fun, and I didn't get to do Pippin, because because I wasn't here that year, I went from grade 12 to Carleton. And I don't think that was a very good idea, because I really wasn't ready for Carleton yet. My family was pushing me to do that, but I really wish I'd been here a year with a 5-month strike and all the things you guys went through, because it really bonded everybody in a way that I heard about a lot afterwards. And I missed you guys, because I kind of disconnected with you then. So to have this chance to meet you all again and catch up, and you're still the same people. We might be a bit older, but we're still the same people. And Lynda and I have gone back a long way back, and Nora and I way back when, and Amy Ross, and it's just been great. Now the guys, I don't want to throw you off because I was just a shy girl, I didn't talk to guys as much then. But I was a lunch bunch too, and I love lunch bunch. I was the keenest, like everyone else was, in lunch bunch, and we had a lot of fun with that. And I got to go to Scotland. Nobody in this group went to Scotland in '72. Did you? No.
My brother Doug Thompson, he went to Scotland.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and John Murphy went, Doug's brother, and that was a wonderful trip. That was for me a real summer year because I was 16, and that was my first year. And Michelle Laurent and I were in Trafalgar Square, and we picked up guys and went and had a drink. And I didn't know what to drink because I hadn't drunk anything before. So they asked me, and I said, "Oh, I'll have rum and Coke," because my mother always ordered. And that's the most expensive thing in the bar. The guys thought we were pretty expensive dates, because then Michelle said, "Oh, the same thing!" So I think these guys try to get rid of us pretty soon. Yeah, but, in Scotland, of course, they all go to the Cayley or the pub every night, so we all had this time there. I remember going to Ben Froggy, which is this little mountain, which really is a little hill where everybody when I'm singing. So I'm just sort of playing along with this. Okay, you can be cool, Mark, it's fine. So anyway, at the end of that, it was a big round of applause. We all thought that we planned it this way. It was Mark being just Mark. And I hope to see him this year, but I haven't seen him for a long time. If anybody knows anything of him.
I got an email from him maybe 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyone?
he's having a hard time finding who he was. I figured it out. And what else I want to say? Hawaii. That was a big highlight for me in high school.
Yeah,
And Helen, you were with me on that. And Nora, you were there. And it was kind of a community service group. It was like a community service group. I don't know what it stood for. We ever noticed it?
High one?
Yeah.
Didn't we,
We just did stuff for people. We did community service projects. You had the children's party. That we
out
did
of it, yeah.
Out of that, yeah.
Actually, that's now developed, I can tell you now, that High Y is now developed into a ministry that I have called Front Porch Ministries. And the same principle has gone on for years. And we just help people that are in need that have nothing. Mostly disabled individuals. I do a lot of work with the disabled as an ombudsman, trying to help them get whatever, anyway. That's how the High Y got it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great group, and they had a lot of fun with that. And I think it was something that really started community service in my head, and I've always been involved with community ever since. And so it's something, when I finished at Ridgemont early and missed you guys, I went to Carleton, and then I had tough times for like my mom died and I had to leave school and get a job. So I didn't finish university until 10 years later. But that was okay because we learned different things in different places. So I was really pleased to be in touch, because last time I saw Nora was in Carleton, just driving around with a bike with a friend, and that was what, 1976 or something. So it's a long time. It's a long time, right? So it's been really great to catch up and learn about you all. And people talking about being 50. I'm 51 now, so I've passed that perfection point. There is more to do after this. I think I see it now as more looking back and looking forward. Now, because for me who had children, I raised my husband's son, who was 7, and now he's 31. Got married this year, and he's a teacher. And he was a mixed up teen because he was kind of confused about the whole thing. So I was going through all that a few years ago, and now my daughter's turning 16, and she's a teen. We were teens then. So you know how challenging it is, a time in your life. You say it's your best time in your life. Well, I'd say some of it was great. Some of it was tough, really tough. You're really vulnerable. You didn't know what you're doing. You didn't know who you were. And some of it you learned afterwards. You thought, well, it wasn't so bad, but those people were great people. And I wanted to see what you guys did, you know, like all of you have done some really fascinating things. And I feel privileged to know you. That's why I wanted to see you again. I want to see what you guys did and knew that you would be the people you are. And it's going to be, you know, something maybe we can carry on and say, and keep in touch and let's not let this slip away again. Because 30 years is a long time.
Yeah.
That's just yesterday.
I missed you as head girl at the heat.
Well, it's been a while.